What if I told you that one single, invisible clock hidden deep inside your body literally decides whether you're energetic, exhausted, happy, anxious, incredibly healthy, or chronically sick? Imagine for a second that every cell in your entire body is just sitting there, waiting for a daily signal to perform at its absolute best. Well, today we are diving into the absolutely fascinating science of your circadian rhythm. We're going to see how mastering this hidden timekeeper can completely transform your life. So let's just jump right in.
You know, have you ever wondered why you feel totally invincible on some days, like you can take on the world, while on other days, you are just dragging your feet through this thick mental fog? We almost always blame our heavy workload or maybe that junk food we ate. But actually, the real conductor of this daily symphony is sitting quietly right inside your brain. This master clock holds the ultimate secret to your health, your mood, and your energy. And honestly, to understand just how powerful it really is, we need to look at what happens when we don't have one.
Section 1. The Invisible Master Clock, the conductor of your body.
Think about newborn babies for a minute. When babies are born, they actually don't have a fully functional internal clock yet. Their wiring is basically still under construction. This is exactly why newborns cry, eat, and sleep at completely random, chaotic times of the day and night. I mean, imagine if none of us adults had this clock. Half the world would be wailing in the middle of the day, and the other half would be passed out on the sidewalk. But luckily, right around 3 to 6 months of age, this master clock activates. We call it the circadian rhythm. The word itself comes from Latin circa, meaning about, and diem, meaning day. It's this natural biological cycle that repeats roughly every 24 hours. And the master symphony conductor coordinating all of this, it's a tiny cluster of thousands of specialized neurons in your brain called the Suprachiasmatic Nucleus, or SCN for short. It's literally the clock ticking away, receiving signals, and telling your entire body exactly what time it is.
Let's walk through what this daily journey actually looks like. In the morning, your SCN tells your body, hey, release some cortisol to wake us up, and your digestive juices start flowing. A bit later, after breakfast, your brain hits its absolute peak performance for solving complex problems. Then, in the afternoon, your muscle tone and motor control are completely fine-tuned, making it the perfect time to hit the gym. And in the evening, your core body temperature drops, a sleep hormone called melatonin rises, and you are prepped for deep, restorative sleep. This incredible sequence happens every single day.
Section 2. Light, Darkness, and Hormones, the Frog and the Clock.
So how does this clock actually know what time it is? Well, let me share this brilliant story from Dr. Sachin Panda, who is a leading circadian scientist. When he was a little boy in India, his sister could guess it was exactly 5 p.m. without ever looking at a watch. How? Just by watching a local frog hop into their yard at the same time every day. Scientists later discovered that when you put a frog in bright sunlight, it changes its skin color, like a natural built-in sunscreen. The frog literally has a specific light sensor right in its skin. And here's the crazy part. After nearly a century of searching, scientists found that we humans share this exact same sensor. But instead of being in our skin, we have nearly 5,000 of these special blue light sensors, called melanopsin, sitting right inside our eyes. They sense the light around us and send that crucial time of day information straight to our master clock.
Which brings me to a question. Have you ever found yourself lying in bed, feeling absolutely exhausted, but you're just staring at this glowing rectangular phone screen at midnight, wondering why on earth you can't fall asleep? Picture a college student cramming late into the night, or maybe yourself just endlessly scrolling through social media. What do you think your brain is doing in that exact moment?
Well, here is the scientific reality of that midnight scrolling. Those glowing screens are blasting artificial blue light directly into those 5,000 sensors in your eyes. This violently tricks your SCN into believing the sun is still high in the sky. Because your brain genuinely thinks it's daytime, it suppresses melatonin, that vital sleep hormone we talked about. It completely scrambles your sleep-wake cycle, stripping you of the deep, restorative rest your body desperately needs to repair itself. When you look at a healthy rhythm versus a disrupted one, the stakes become crystal clear. When you honor your natural rhythm with proper daylight and dark nights, you literally build stronger immunity, you learn faster, and you maintain high, balanced energy. But when you disrupt it by staying up late, bathed in artificial light, you suffer from reduced immunity, serious brain fog, mood swings, and chronic fatigue. Over the long term, sitting in dimly lit rooms all day and staring at bright screens all night can actually drive us straight toward anxiety and depression.
Section 3. The Midnight Snack Experiment. When you eat matters.
But you know, light isn't the only thing that sets our biological clock. When it comes to the rest of your organs, there's another trigger that is just as powerful. What if the simple act of eating late at night, regardless of what you actually eat, could be fundamentally dangerous to our health?
To figure this out, scientists at the famous Salk Institute conducted a fascinating experiment. They took identical twin mice, same genetics, same exact environment. They fed both mice the exact same high-fat diet with the exact same number of calories, but they gave them two different routines. The mouse on the right was unrestricted. It could munch away whenever it wanted, day or night. The mouse on the left was disciplined. It ate the exact same food, but only during its natural waking daytime hours.
As the weeks went by, the results were absolutely staggering. The undisciplined mouse that ate day and night became completely obese and very sick. But the disciplined mouse, even though it ate the exact same high-fat calories, because it ate only during the day, it weighed 28% less. It entirely prevented fatty liver disease. It had better blood sugar, better cholesterol, and get this, it was highly athletic with incredible endurance. Simply changing the timing of the meals completely prevented disease.
So the takeaway here is huge. When you eat might be just as important as what you eat. And why does this matter to us humans? Because right now, nearly 50% of adults in the US have high blood pressure, and almost half are living with prediabetes or diabetes. These conditions rob us of our peak performance. This little mouse experiment proves that honoring our natural biological rhythm has the power to dramatically protect us from chronic metabolic diseases.
Section 4. 6 Rules for Longevity, Nurturing Your Circadian Car.
Think of your body like a high-end car. A typical car runs on about 20,000 parts, and if you follow a few basic maintenance rules, it's going to run perfectly for 200,000 miles. Well, the human body runs on roughly 20,000 genes. To keep it firing at peak performance, Dr. Panda developed 6 revolutionary rules for your circadian car. Step 1 is the absolute foundation. Spend 8 hours in bed at a consistent time every single night. Why? Because while you're sleeping, your master clock releases this cascade of chemicals and hormones that literally repair your DNA, consolidate your memories, and scrub your brain clean. It is active, essential biological maintenance. Step 2, wait at least an hour in the morning after you wake up before you eat anything. I mean, have you ever tried to run a full marathon the exact second you opened your eyes? Of course not, right? Your organs are the same way. When you first wake up, your night hormones are still ramping down, and your day hormones are just starting to boot up. Scientifically, your body simply isn't fully prepared to digest food yet. Waiting an hour gives your organs the grace period they need to wake up, which significantly improves your digestion and your blood sugar control.
Step 3 is the absolute core of circadian optimization, time-restricted eating, which you might know as intermittent fasting. Try to eat breakfast at a consistent time every day, because that very first bite basically synchronizes the biological clocks in all of your internal organs. From that point, you try to consume all your meals for the day within an 8 to 12-hour window. This leaves 12 to 16 hours overnight for fasting. Why is that good? Because it allows your body to stop focusing all its energy on digestion and switch entirely to detoxifying and repairing your cells.
Now, let's look at steps 4 and 5. Step 4. Get 30 minutes of natural daylight outdoors every morning. This is a massive brain booster. Morning sunlight enters those melanopsin sensors in your eyes, forcefully resetting your biological clock, curing morning brain fog, and elevating your mood. Step 5 is afternoon exercise. Believe it or not, your muscles are biologically most efficient in the late afternoon, meaning you run a much lower risk of injury. Plus, afternoon exercise is scientifically proven to be vastly more effective at controlling your blood glucose.
And that brings us to the evening. Can you guess what happens inside your gut if you put down the snacks 2 to 3 hours before your head hits the pillow? When you stop eating early and you dim the lights in your house, you create absolute biological magic. Your body drastically reduces acid reflux, vastly improving your gut health. And by dimming those lights, your brain cranks up that melatonin production, guaranteeing you will fall into a deep, incredibly restorative sleep.
Section 5. The 7-Day Reset, Align Your Life. Picture an office worker sitting at their desk around 2 p.m. Their eyes are heavy, they're desperately reaching for a third cup of coffee, just feeling utterly exhausted. They probably think this is just a normal part of getting older. But it's not. It's a completely misaligned master clock. If that sounds like you or anyone you know, I want to invite you to try this 7-Day Circadian Reset Challenge. For the next 7 days, go to bed and wake up at the exact same time to anchor your rhythm. Drink water immediately upon waking because your body becomes highly dehydrated over an 8-hour sleep. Step into the morning sunlight for 15 minutes to reset your brain. Stretch or walk for 10 minutes to increase blood circulation and flush out muscle stiffness. And at night, avoid all screens 1 hour before bed and practice some deep breathing. These aren't just cute habits, they are very specific scientific instructions you are sending directly to your DNA.
As you do this, I want you to remember something truly beautiful. Your brain and your body have been quietly protecting you, repairing your tissues and organizing your memory since the very day you were born. The most powerful medicine in the entire world isn't created in some sterile laboratory. It is available to you, completely free, every single night, simply by honoring your natural rhythm.
We spend so much of our energy trying to hack our productivity, right? We're obsessed with managing our time. But true peak performance, emotional stability, and long-lasting health don't come from fighting your biology. They come from alignment. When you finally work with your circadian rhythm instead of against it, your body, your brain, and your mind perform at their absolute best.
Your future isn't decided only by your natural talent or even how hard you grind at work. Sometimes, the path to a healthier, happier life begins with something as incredibly simple as sleeping on time and waking up with the sun. If you found this explainer valuable today, please share it with someone whose sleep schedule desperately needs a reset. Together, let's build a beautiful mind.